Welcome to Besame Wellness. Since opening December 23rd off 169 Highway in Smithville, we have opened up 4 more stores in North Kansas City, off Berry Road and I-29, Liberty, Gallatin, and coming soon, Warrensburg. We are your favorite local medical marijuana dispensary, here to educate, help, and engage our local community. We have everything you're looking for, from high-quality flower to edibles, tinctures, and beverages. And if we don't have it, odds are we are getting it very soon. So please, come see our beautiful dispensaries and let our informative, educated staff take care of you. And welcome to the Besame family.
Hari Om Hemp. Our mission is to promote better overall health and wellness as a whole, mind, body, and spirit. Founded by nurses with a strong belief in alternative holistic therapies, always striving to provide the highest quality and safest products possible. You can find all of our products at hariomhemp.com. All Hari Om Hemp products are tested at a third-party facility.
Tuesday.
Dab in.
Oh, I love that. Favorite part of the day, the dab in.
Oh, that tastes good, man. What are you guys medicating with tonight?
Oh, here we go, some diamonds. Ooh, that's got a lot of flavor to it.
Oh, yeah.
I just got some up my nose. I got some tangy from Coco.
Cocoa.
I like the tangy.
Yeah,
I got this sour grape caviar from Coco. It's a new release, and I like it. It's got a smooth, nice, lot of flavor.
Yeah, the tangy's my go-to if I can get it. I will say that.
Oh, man.
That's nice.
It's got a nice heavy on the lungs feel. I like it.
Nice.
Nice
I like it.
terpene profile. Very floral on this, Alien Rock Candy.
Alien Rock Candy, diamonds and sauce.
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like it's
Yep.
64.25%.
Get out there to Kansas City Cannabis Company or Coco dispensaries and grab some of that sour grape caviar. It's good stuff, man. Really good stuff. So how's everybody doing today?
No, I'm doing pretty good. How about you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's been a pretty cool day. We've had a lot of time to reflect on this past year. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, man.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing a lot of reflecting on this past year. 1 year, brother. So, yeah, we're.
It doesn't feel like it's been a year.
No, it doesn't, man. It doesn't feel like it's been a year at all. So what do we got dabbing in with?
Oh,
We got some
Smoking
Anna's
Tim
got some
Dog.
Tim Dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
nice. Deep Dew Google. I can't even read that.
What?
I don't know.
I'm
That's
looking for it. I
Luke,
can't see
Luke
it.
over there on YouTube.
We're going to have to blow that
Oh, and that's a YouTube one. I don't
yeah.
see
Yeah.
it.
So it sure is bright in here today. They had
Yeah.
they decided that we needed more lights. So
Yes. So
yeah,
here we
so
are, full color.
not friends, for people who have dilated pupils.
For guys that are used to wearing sunglasses every time they go outside.
Stuart's ready.
Yeah, Stuart. Oh yeah, I've always
hey.
got mine right there.
you know. So maybe.
Right.
Oh, are we
Yeah,
really about
there
to
we go.
Blues
Yeah.
Brother this
Oh,
whole
yeah.
room up?
right
yeah.
on. So
I think it's more Men in Black.
Oh,
Men in
man.
men in
Black.
men in
Well,
black.
Stewart's not wearing black.
Yeah.
He's the-
Well.
We can get rid of Stewart. There we go.
There you go.
All
That's
right.
all we can do. We can get rid of Stewart.
Yeah, right on. So yeah, that does feel better, but yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, man. So we got really don't have a whole lot to
No, nothing planned.
nothing
really.
planned. We've gone through our Terp Talk series, and we've got some stuff coming up. But tonight we're just going to kick it and chill and talk about stuff. So we'll be back with a word from our sponsors right after this, or we'll.
Welcome to Kansas City Cannabis, your hometown, locally owned and operated cannabis dispensary. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through your journey to wellness. Patients First is our guiding mantra, and we'll continue to bring quality, affordable medicine to the patients of Missouri. Kansas City Cannabis Company, inspiring wellness. Now open in Kearney and Blue Springs. Coming soon to Lake Lotawana and Excelsior Springs. For location, hours, and current menu, visit kccannabis.org.
Close enough.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kansas City Cannabis.
Starting to help pay the bills a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
So anyway, hey,
And that other one.
what?
We'll thank them after
All
the
right.
news.
I don't even know what you guys. Are
No,
talking
so
about, man.
wasn't there two? Was that one
No,
commercial
there was
or
one
two?
commercial.
That was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad,
we're cool,
everybody.
brother.
Got to get in the loop.
So
Wondering why I
yeah,
couldn't remember the name.
awesome. I am heavily medicated all day, and we have been having a good old day. So yeah, here we are. What's going on, man?
Oh, lots of good stuff. Don't forget, you guys need to tag
Yeah,
someone.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yep, tag someone to get on the wheel of dank at the end of the show. What do you get on the wheel this time? Where we giving away when we get to the wheel tonight?
Oh, I don't know. One of these, either
Yeah.
probably on the wheel. We'll probably give away to the artisan of dank
Yeah.
alien sugar cookies,
Hey, look at
feminized.
that. You're heavily medicated. You still remember.
I
it.
remembered
There
it.
you go.
Alien
It's getting
sugar
better.
cookies, feminized on the wheel of dank. Tag somebody right now up until the news comes on. As soon as
Yeah.
we go to the news, we cut it off and we start loading the wheel with the names. So,
Yep.
oh my goodness. So what do you got going on, man?
I'm
Lots of
looking
stuff.
forward to the weekend. I don't know about you
Yes,
guys.
this weekend is going to be fun.
Yeah.
We have the Mocana Fam Fest going on this weekend. If you wanted to bring that up for us, Dave, we got a little
Yeah,
flyer.
Mocana Fan Fest.
Yeah, there it is. It's down in. Wow, I'm having a brain
Stockton,
fart.
Lake.
Stockton,
I was
yeah.
going to say
Down in
Warsaw.
Stockton,
but-
nope.
Yeah, Stockton.
I keep seeing comments and stuff on the posts about last year, like, oh, you know, is this and that about last year? It sounds like last year was pretty epic, and then this year's even
Right.
going to be
Well,
like
we'll see.
even more epic.
I've definitely,
So
I've heard from a few key people that this is the event you want to go to. So, I guess it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's. We'll see.
Yeah.
The weather, it's going to be warm. It'll be in the 90s. So it'll be warm out there, right out there in the heat.
dang,
Top
yeah.
Shelf will be out there representing.
Yep.
Need lots of water.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bring lots of water
Bring
if you're
lots
going.
of water. Bring it
So-
to Top Shelf tent.
It's right next to a little creek, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think it's Stockton Lake that it's next to, but it's next to like a creek or a river or something.
Okay.
There was a
cool.
body of water in
Yeah,
the picture.
there's a body of water in the picture. That's for sure. And no, it's on private property.
Yep.
So everything's kosher, and they're going to have the 420 Olympics.
Yep. That'll be fun.
So they did it last year, and I don't know how many years they've had this.
I don't know
if
either.
they've done it 2 or just the 1 year last year. But yeah, the
They did
420
it right
Olympics.
before we started last year.
Yeah.
So
Yep, right before we started the show.
Yep.
We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, so we're pretty excited about that. We're putting together a cool show. Yeah, got some cool things coming in the future. That's all I can say.
Right.
It just keeps getting cooler and cooler and cooler. So, but yeah, man. Do we have a trivia question we can get to?
Yeah, go ahead and bring up our trivia question for our first wheel.
Yeah, let's-
No, not that one. Our trivia question.
Ah,
There we go.
Here's a trivia question for some Probably Fire genetics.
Who holds the Guinness World Record for smoking the most cannabis? Yes, this is a world record, or a Guinness World Record. Who holds the record for smoking the most cannabis?
Got some Tyrant's Trop F1 regulars and a really, really nice slap.
Yep.
For
Let's
whoever
see, we
gets
got,
that.
No, not Tommy Chong. He might be one of the biggest legends in cannabis. But there is an actual Guinness World Record holder for smoking the
It's
most cannabis.
documented. It's crazy.
Yes, it's documented.
It
And
took
it
a very
is-
long time.
Who's got it there? Anybody.
And it's not Snoop Dogg. Yes, Snoop Dogg does smoke a lot.
what about Willie?
Willie, it's not
You know
Willie
what?
either.
If I had to give it to anybody, it'd be Willie.
Oh.
I mean, come on,
oh,
man.
oh my no, we got a. Is there? Yeah.
Who got it?
Living Organics.
Living Organics
Irvin
got it.
Rosenfield. So what's cool about
Who?
this Rosenfield?
What's his first name?
Irvin.
Irvin Rosenfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's really cool about the whole thing was when I found the trivia question, it was kind of interesting, but when I read into it, this guy for the past 35 years has been given by the government, the federal government, 10 joints a day for 35 years. So he has
For
you know,
medical,
in some
right?
way, yeah, for
Yeah,
medical,
yeah.
for severe tumors in his bones. And so he is given cannabis by the federal government, and he has been for 35 years. So that's how they're able to track that he has consumed this much. I don't know if they've necessarily had someone sat there and watched it, but what was cool about it was the number they gave was he has smoked 118,000 joints.
Wow.
In 35 years at 10 joints a day.
You know what? I bet there's someone out there who smoked more, man.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure
gotta
there
be
is.
documented.
And I
though.
It's not documented
Do you
though.
think the government grows good cannabis?
I doubt
I know
it.
they don't.
Right. But
I've-
still, that's
I've
100
seen it.
118,000 joints. That's insane. That's a lot
Just
of.
saying.
I've seen pictures of it. You've actually seen government-grown cannabis?
Oh yeah, pre-rolled,
Really?
pre-rolled joints.
Pre-rolled.
Yes, sir.
Wow, yucky.
Yeah.
Seeds, stems, everything ground up, huh?
It was not pretty.
Tell us about it.
I don't think it had seeds or stems in it. But
He's over there dabbing, so.
oh, sorry.
You're on camera,
tell,
man.
tell us about it, bro.
Oh hey, no,
I mean, you're part of the show
no.
right now.
I've
but-
seen. Yeah, no, I've just seen some joints that came in a prepackaged little deal, and you know, it just like I said, it just wasn't very good. And I've seen pictures with stories, and it's shown it, and they don't, you know, they just don't put the kind of effort into it
Right.
that you know that we like. So
Is it, you? What about? Okay, so it always comes to mind. We all watch Reefer Madness, but what
Yeah.
about the movie Pineapple Express? Remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
opening scene to that where they're testing the cannabis on that dude, and he's all not
Yeah.
complying anymore, and so cannabis is bad. But that whole underground warehouse and shit, like back in the 40s, 30s, and 40s.
That was
Man.
a movie.
Yeah.
I have a terrible confession to make to everyone.
Confess.
I
We're here for you, brother.
I've tried
Bring
to
him
get
up
in.
on camera there.
I've
There
tried
you
to
go.
get into that movie a couple of times, and I just can't even do it.
Really?
I don't even like it.
Wow.
You don't like
So,
Pineapple Express?
Yeah, I'm sorry if that hurts anyone. You know,
I could give a shit.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to be
care.
sensitive.
Yeah.
No, no, well, you know,
There
I'm
might
just
be,
saying,
you know what? There might be a viewer out there that likes Pineapple Express. that can't
people.
do
It's
it.
like
Well,
it's a
Stewart
cult
doesn't
classic to
like
some
it.
people,
Yeah.
but I've tried to get into it and I can't do it. So
Yeah,
It's
a-
not the easiest movie to watch, But
Have you seen
I
the other
mean,
one they did where like the world was ending?
No.
Oh, it was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was way worse.
Have we got the winner yet? Yeah, we have.
Oh yeah, we got the winner.
Bonita Maribel said, "Yeah, I'm hurt." See, I knew it. I knew that
Huh?
could hurt somebody.
Who'd
Bonita
you hurt?
says she's hurt. Bonita.
Who is? Benita?
Yep, Maribel.
Are you okay?
She's smiling after she's hurt, but then she's smiling, so I think she got over it
She
quickly.
got over it quick, man. See,
I think everything's going to be fine.
Cannabis brings the love, man.
Yeah, I
Cannabis
recommend you
brings the love.
medicate Bonita, that might help you actually.
You sure she's not medicated? Are you assuming?
I recommend you medicate
You know what
further.
assuming
If
does?
so, take your medication to the next level, regardless of what level you're at now. Just,
Take it, bump it up a little bit. So,
but also, I don't know anything about anything, so don't do what I say.
okay.
We are
so
not doctors.
Yeah, we are not.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to we have Ask Top Shelf questions.
Yeah,
Yes.
Grandma's
Where
voice
we
better.
have our
Amen.
viewers' questions come in. So we have a question, and I think we should go to Ask Top Shelf. This is Ask
Okay.
Top Shelf.
And you know what? I don't remember which question what I put first and which question I put second. So we're gonna get
Oh boy.
a shocker on
Yay.
this
What's it gonna be?
Yeah.
I got
so-
notes on one of them.
one. Yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and go. Let's try question number 1. Oh, it's the good one. Viewer questions. If your
Oh, there's
plants
a bad
have
one?
purple
Right,
stem,
there's a bad question. Wow, dude.
Oh, I have a question.
if your plants have a purple stem, what does that mean? And how do I correct it? From Shona and Lee Summit.
Shona and Lee Summit.
Huh? do
No
we know-
last name?
She didn't leave a last name, but I think we know.
There's only one Shona, right?
No, maybe not. I don't want to assume. I
Right.
mean, you know what assuming does. Mm-hmm. Does anybody know what you do when you assume? I'm not going to assume. I've assumed before.
That's right.
We don't want to assume around here, not these
No.
parts. So anyway, okay. So purple stems. Okay, a lot of times purple stems can be genetic. Okay, and even though it can be genetic, generally, well, there are a lot of varieties out there right now with all the polyhybrids that do have purple stems
I didn't
genetically.
Get it hot enough.
Huh?
I didn't get it hot enough.
Uh-oh. So, if you have purple stems and it's genetic, then the plant's basically going to look good for all general purposes. It's going to be nice and healthy, and you might have some purpling of the stems. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But if it's not, most typically it's going to be a nutrient deficiency, some sort of pH imbalance. Something's causing the plant not to take up certain nutrients. So, you know, the most prominent nutrients that cause the plant stem to turn purple are phosphorus or calcium, magnesium, the old CalMag.
CalMag.
Yeah. Now, if you have a calcium
Old
or
trusty.
magnesium issue, the thing is that when you're diagnosing the plant, when you have a purple stem and you're like, okay, what do I want to do to diagnose this plant to see why I have a purple stem? The first thing you have to do is look for another problem. Is this plant showing signs of stress in another area? Because those signs of stress in another area will help you zero it in. And that goes for anything that you're trying to figure out what your plant's doing.
Right.
If your plant has yellowing leaves, does it have a certain type of curl? You know, there's just different things that you'll notice about your plant. So if you have purple stems and you have a calcium or a magnesium deficiency of some sort, then you're going to have yellowing leaves. The plant's going to start to
Right.
pale out in the leaves, but the stems are going to start to turn purple, usually from the top of the plant down. And if you let it go, it'll just, the stem will get hard
Right.
and it just won't transfer nutrients right. You'll notice a stunted growth if you have a nutrient issue. So the first place I start is the pH of the soil. I'm going to
pH.
check the pH of the soil.
Makes sense.
I'm not going to go into a runoff test or anything, but you can look up YouTube videos on runoff tests. I'm going to do some in the future here, but the easiest thing to do if you can afford it is just to get a pH meter for your soil from Blue Lab and check the pH and make sure it's within 6 to 7. There's a good swing in organic soil. Now I'm talking about organics because
Right. That's what we do.
that's what I do. I'm talking about growing in organics. So
Right.
now, if you have a calcium or magnesium deficiency, you're going to have yellowing leaves, you know, paling green. You know, the plant's going to be showing signs of other deficiencies in other areas. The other main cause of purple stems is phosphorus. And if you have a phosphorus deficiency, then you can kind of pinpoint that because in your leaves, they're going to start looking thick and they're going to have a funny twisty curl to them and they're going to start to look purple. and they break, they get brittle, you know, and so
Okay.
you'll start noticing that in those, and you'll be able to pin it down to a phosphorus deficiency, and so forth and so on. You know, you can get a potassium deficiency that'll cause it to turn purple. So basically, you've got an imbalance somewhere.
Right. Something is wrong.
Something's
whacked out.
imbalanced. So adding CalMag to your soil isn't a bad thing. You can't add enough CalMag. If you added enough CalMag to hurt your biolife in your soil, you're going to kill your plant first.
Right.
So don't feel bad about adding CalMag if you need calcium. Phosphorus, on the other hand, is a little different. Okay, phosphorus. If you need to add phosphorus and you need to add it, you know, quickly, you're going to need to make a tea out of like some high phosphorus bat, or I like seabird guano.
So there's a question right here that actually kind of a good question. They said that the stems on their leaves turn purple, but their stalks are always green.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not a cause for any kind of alarm at all.
Right. Just more the stalk and the.
I pay
stem.
more attention to the stalk. The leaf.
Yeah, the little stalk on the leaf doesn't really matter.
No, the stem. No, I wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention to that. If it starts transferring into the plant itself, then yeah, I would. But
Right.
Yeah, or if your rate of growth is very slow
Right.
compared to what you're used to.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Living Organics wants to know, it says, no, tell me it's not true. You're organic and you pH what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was actually thinking about breaking in for that. No, he does not. It is the.
no, I check the pH of my soil.
Right,
though.
right.
Okay, what I said is I check the pH of the soil.
Yeah.
I have a probe that I
That's a
poke
big
into
deal.
the soil, and I check the pH of the soil to
Yeah.
make sure that there's not something off balance in the soil.
Right. You're not way
Because
too
if
high.
my soil is reading 5.3 pH, then I need to bring that pH up in the soil. So, I monitor the pH in my soil, and I am organic, and that does not transfer to pHing my water or my teas or anything else I feed with. So
this is an interesting one. I've been adding coconut water and banana compost tea in flour. Should I keep this pace? Seems good. Trichome's amazing.
yeah, that's
I've
a good
heard great.
I've heard
there's
some good
nothing
stuff.
wrong with that at all. That's a good process. If it works for you and you notice good results, then keep doing it.
Okay, organics is back. Living organic. Why? if you truly organic, why do you pH? He's not talking
I'm
about
not
pHing your water before you water. He's talking if there's a problem, pH your soil. Check your pH in your soil to make sure your pH in your soil isn't like 10.
Okay,
You got to make sure it's in a livable
If
range.
there's a problem in your soil, then you need to make sure you need to
Right.
see that it has to do with pH.
Right.
So
Not
Yeah.
necessarily the water you're putting in your soil, but the soil
right,
itself.
the soil itself, the pH of the soil itself.
Yes.
So that's what I'm checking. I'm monitoring the pH of the soil to make sure my microbial life is doing its job, and to make sure that I'm not too hot, because I do top dress. And if I get a little bit too hot on the nitrogen, then I need to counter that. You know, that'll
Right.
take it down to acidic.
So what happens?
So-
What happens if that's the case? If you're purple, you get a purpling stalk. You fed it and it's still purple, so it turned. What if it's something that you're too high on? It's stressed out because you've got too much. How do you, like you just brought that up? How do you counter that? If you've got too much phosphorus in there, how do you counter that?
Well, that's not going to be a phosphorus deficiency. That's going to be
Right.
a phosphorus toxicity.
Right.
And when you're in living soil, if you have too much phosphorus in your soil, there's really no easy way to fix that, having too much, other than a flush. And when you flush living soil, you kill living soil.
Right. And then it becomes just regular soil.
Right. The idea is to keep your
Okay.
soil balanced from the beginning and don't add too much stuff.
Right.
But you can help bring that down with teas, and
Kind
stuff
of-
like that. If you,
Right. Running it through a little bit more.
Right, yeah. So, but so it's.
Is
tough
it easy
fix.
is it easy to go from that not enough phosphorus to too much, or how?
No, that's
how-
why I always say less is more. So because it's always easier to add than it is to take away.
Okay.
It's always easier to add than it is to take away.
Right. Right.
So
We're
now
talking. Oh,
Huh?
I'm sorry. Did
What?
you want to keep going? because we're talking about sugar water.
Yeah.
Here, somebody's asking about sugar water, and then.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you have any, I want to finish my
Okay,
thoughts
sorry,
on
I didn't know
this.
how much further you
Yeah,
had to
and then if you have any other questions, shoot us a message and ask it, and that'll allow me
There you
to
go.
process it and give the best answer. But let's talk about fixing some of these issues. Now, if you have a phosphorus deficiency and your stems are purple, then you can fix that with a coconut water and banana tea. There's recipes. I'm sure I have a recipe on my group. What?
Hey, V, I need to get some more dank soil. Where can I get it now?
Yeah.
That's
Just wait,
Kayla.
you'll know.
Kayla.
Okay, wait, you'll find out. It's coming. So, but a tea with some high phosphorus bat guano always works really well to bring up the phosphorus in the soil. So, and if you need to go with potassium, then just top dress a little K-Mag or top dress a little Langbionite in to the soil from down to earth or whatever. You
Right.
can get Langbionite from down to earth. So,
Yeah, there's a few
yeah.
places you can get that.
Right,
isn't it?
absolutely. So, but it's important. Now if you're growing with salts and you get out of balance like that, I mean, really, all you have to do is give it a good little flush and then go back with what the plant needs.
Right.
But the trouble, if you're short on calcium, you're probably not going to do much good after like the third or fourth week of bloom, because the plant's pretty much pulled up as much calcium as it's going to take up
Right. So
and
if you're
stored it in its leaves. So if it doesn't have it now, it's just going to be lacking.
right, you're just going to stay deficient.
Right. Yeah, you are. And so, I mean, that's why, growing organic is easy, but it's not easy.
Right.
You know,
it's like a mix between science
you
and
have
art.
you have to learn your craft if you're
Yeah.
gonna, now if you just want to grow, bottled organics, which I'm not gonna hate on that, because, it is a lot better than growing with salts, in my opinion. But if you're gonna grow bottled organics, then you can do a nice program, and it's all laid out for you, and you can buy a standard potting soil and stick to the regimen, whether it's, the Fox Farm dry fertilizer regimen, which isn't 100% organic, but none of them are. Okay, if you're going to get 100%
Right.
organic, you're going to have to order your own raw materials.
Well, and
you're gonna have to-
unfortunately, because of technical terms on some things,
right,
like the glacial rock dust, it's rock dust, so
Right.
it is not organic. It is a broken rock, but it's not organic. I still don't quite understand that, but why certain things make organic and others don't. But
well, a lot of them are produced in a plant that other stuff that's not organic is produced in, so they can't be labeled as organic.
right, even though by all
Even
definitions they
They're
are.
organic, so
Right. Okay.
also, it's the way the nutrients are chelated and whatnot. When I don't know all the ins and outs of what they. I'm so medicated.
Right.
Of what the parameters are for testing the organics. But I know there's a lot of stuff that's all natural that's not organic, like rock dust and minerals and stuff like that a lot of them aren't considered organic. They're considered all natural though.
Right.
So if you put them in your potting soil, it's not really organic potting soil because you've got these certain trace minerals in there, but it is all natural. So, there's a lot of little loopholes you got to go through.
Right.
What? What's up?
Smoke session lasted well into the afternoon, didn't it? Yes,
Yeah,
it definitely did.
It did.
Joseph. For
Yeah,
sure.
it certainly did. So,
And
all
then
right.
the
So,
show.
I think I'm going to regroup here, and we're going to go to the news. And so, hit the news with Stuart Wells.
Hello, welcome to Besame Wellness. It's opening December 23rd off 169 Highway in Smithville. We have opened up 4 more stores in North Kansas City, off Berry Road and I-29, Liberty, Gallatin, and coming soon, Warrensburg. We are your favorite local medical marijuana dispensary, here to educate, help, and engage our local community. We have everything you're looking for, from high-quality flower to edibles, tinctures, and beverages. And if we don't have it, odds are we are getting it very soon. So please, come see our beautiful dispensaries and let our informative, educated staff take care of you. And welcome to the Besame family.
It's time for the Top Shelf Weekly Update with Stuart Wells.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Top Shelf Weekly Update. Our first story is about college students and their cannabis use. Cannabis use by college students continued to rise over the past 5 years, while usage among the same-aged peers stayed historically high. According to the latest results of a national study tracking substance abuse by young adults released this week, the National Institute of Health last Wednesday released data from the 2020 Monitoring the Future study, which has been collecting information on alcohol and drug use by young adults aged 19 through 22 since 1980, if you can believe it. Good Lord, that's expensive. Nora Volkow, the director of the National Institute of Drug Abuse, also known as the NIDA, noted in a press release on last Wednesday, that in addition to the increase in cannabis use, college students reported a significant rise in the use of hallucinogens and a substantial drop in alcohol use between 2019 and 2020. Yeah, I can't be mad at that, honestly. Volkow said the pandemic dramatically changed the way young people interact with one another and offers us an opportunity to examine whether drug-taking behavior has shifted through these changes. Moving forward, it will be critical to investigate how and when different substances are used among this young population and how the impact of these shifts over time. Among college students, 44% reported using cannabis during the past year in 2020, compared to 38% in 2015. For those not in college, past year cannabis use remained at the historically high level of 43% in 2020, which is the same rate reported in 2018 and also 2019. So we're keeping it steady. It means, I don't know if you guys are recruiting your friends or not. I've been trying, but it's difficult, I understand. Daily use of cannabis, which is defined as using cannabis products on 20 or more occasions in the past 30 days, has also continued to rise, with 8% of college students reporting daily use compared to 5% in 2015. For adults the same age not in college, 13% reported using cannabis on a daily basis. The use of hallucinogens, including LSD, psilocybin mushrooms, and other psychedelic substances, also increased significantly between 2019 and 2020. I mean, it's like, it's COVID, let's all trip, whatever. So, moving on, a group of more than 150 celebrities, athletes, politicians, law enforcement professionals, and academics signed a letter that was delivered to the president just this morning, urging him to issue a, quote, full, complete, and unconditional pardon to all people with non-violent federal cannabis convictions. This comes as the administration is actively encouraging about 1,000 people who were temporarily placed on home confinement for federal drug offenses, I assume due to COVID, to fill out clemency application forms, which, that's amazing. The new letter, signed by high-profile stars like Drake, Killer Mike, Meek Mill, and even Mr. Primetime himself, Deion Sanders, and many more, says that the war on drugs has crushed many souls and countless futures while spreading intolerable levels of mistrust and dysfunction between minority communities and those sworn to protect them. The harms of incarceration are obvious, but the pains of federal cannabis convictions transcend prison walls, making it more difficult for someone to get a job, access affordable housing, and receive an education. A conviction can forever limit an individual's constitutional rights and can put the American dream further out of reach for an entire family, for generations to come potentially. The letter also references the promises made on the campaign trail supporting cannabis decriminalization and committing to expunge cannabis convictions. The president was quoted back then as saying, "No one should be locked up in federal prison for nonviolent marijuana offenses." I agree. The letter, which was also signed by 2 Chainz, Ty Dollar Sign, I think that's how the kids say that, and T.I., I know who that is, goes on to say that there is precedent for relief, pointing out actions taken by Presidents Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter in the 70s to categorically forgive Americans who avoided the draft for the Vietnam War. Rapper Rollo, who is serving an 8-year sentence for a nonviolent cannabis offense, is among the people that the letter signers say is deserving of relief. In a press release, Rollo thanked the hip-hop community for supporting, quote, "my clemency, because it is just not right that corporations are allowed to violate federal law and become millionaires while people like myself go to prison for years." The letter concludes by telling the president that a general clemency will send a clear and powerful message that the United States is truly taking a new course on criminal justice policy and practice. The president has faced criticism from drug policy advocates who have grown frustrated that he's yet to make good on campaign promises such as decriminalizing cannabis. It doesn't bother me because I'm cannabis independent, and I would have access even if I was not. My issue is that there are people out there that are not, and they could very much benefit from, at very least, federal decriminalization. So let's keep working on that. Pardon me for a moment here. If I don't do this, I'm going to regret it. Anyway, our last story comes to us from Michigan. Medical cannabis caregiver Ryan Bringold has been involved in Michigan's grassroots efforts to legalize cannabis for years. But as larger licensed, and I want you guys to, I want to say this first, pay very close attention to this, because those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it, and this is a good example for things that could potentially come for us. So, Ryan Bringold has been involved in Michigan's grassroots efforts to legalize cannabis for years. But as larger licensed recreational and medical cannabis grow facilities and provisioning centers crop up across Michigan, caregivers like Bringold, who helped legalize cannabis, feel that they are being pushed out. A small group of corporate activists want to tighten state restrictions for medical caregivers and patients. Their goal is to cut plant counts, require product testing, and reduce homegrown cultivation. Bringold, who lives in Waterford, is organizing the Caregiver Rights Rally tomorrow at the state capitol in Lansing. So if you're watching from Michigan, get to Lansing, as the legislature is now back in session. The goal of the rally is to unite caregivers and speak out against proposals to change the state's 2008 Medical Marijuana Act provisions. Ryan also helped coordinate a Michigan NORML presence at the 2019 Labor Day Mackinac Bridge Walk, and this year the group walked to raise awareness for caregivers' rights. Bringold is quoted as saying, "We didn't pay attention. We watched our ability to be in the retail market fade away. We watched other restrictions, but no one was doing anything. We need to come together and protect what the Michigan voters voted for, or the retail market is going to dictate the cannabis supply." As of September 1st, there were 249,870 active patients and 30,227 active caregivers, according to the State Marijuana Regulatory Agency, or MRA. The MRA is not pushing for any changes to the current caregiver program, and spokesperson David Harns declined further comment. The Michigan Cannabis Manufacturers Association, or MCMA, a trade group that represents some of the largest cannabis companies in the state, is reportedly behind the effort to tighten regulations for medical cannabis caregivers, patients, and residents who grow their own. According to Bringold, and other cannabis activists, some legislative proposals being discussed include reduced caregiver plant allowances from 60, which, crap, that's a lot, that's amazing, to 10, which is not even close, and reduction in patient plant allowances from 12 to 3. Also being discussed is requiring caregivers to test all cannabis prior to distributing, and that all 30,000 caregiver gardens be tracked by the state's metric computer database. Some would even want to restrict outdoor grow facilities and prohibit caregiver member markets where caregivers can sell surplus cannabis products to fellow caregivers and patients. So that's all I've got for that one, but I'll be watching it closely. We all should.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Hey, what's up? We're back.
Yeah,
Stewart's
what's
here.
going on?
I just got here. I
You
just
just
came
got here.
from the news studio.
He's
Yeah.
like Jeff Probst in Survivor.
Not the news studio, the news studio. You've
news-
seen it. You remember. That's what.
It's a long haul from here. How far of it is it?
Oh, you know, it's not really an issue of how far because I just like,
Transport.
yeah, no
Just
big
there
deal.
you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what?
Donald Foster.
What?
Got
You already got it.
Yep.
Dang, that was so fast.
We didn't even have to announce the what's changed.
Yeah, we like almost
Yeah,
forgot
so
about. I did. I
Donald
almost
Foster
forgot.
gets some Captain Redbeard's chocolate mimosa.
Woo,
for
Donald,
nice.
you're gonna be growing. Man, he went from not growing, and now he's got himself a little tent
I haven't had my earrings in all day, Ann.
and a little
Sorry.
light.
Oh, but that was a
Yes.
quick one.
Damien, you're right.
Yes, indicate
The
it
Flash.
was a very easy one.
Yeah.
Sometimes we make it easy, sometimes we make it hard.
Sometimes
Right.
it's obvious.
Yeah.
Sometimes we feel like a nut, sometimes we don't.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes it's kind of hard to see. You know, anyway, whatever, you know.
Well, congratulations,
yeah,
Donald.
hell yeah. Good going, Donald.
Oh man.
So I want to, you know what? I'm going to talk about this Michigan deal.
I was gonna
dude.
say, man, 60
Okay.
plants.
I've got a lot of friends
Wow.
in Michigan, okay? And know what it is, okay? This is Michigan. Michigan, you can have 5 patients plus yourself. And you can have 12 plants in bloom per patient.
Wow.
And you can, or 12 plants period per patient,
Okay.
I believe. So, yeah. And so what a lot of, people do is they rotate, they have one garden in bloom and they'll just rotate them.
Of course.
Yeah, so, but anyway, and so they're cutting those numbers way down to 10 plants. Good grief, man.
It sure will change things.
Yeah,
I'll
so
tell you,
I'm-
and it doesn't feel like for the better if I'm, if I'm one of those guys. And
Right,
I
right.
might even be one of those guys, so.
Well, I mean, I'm a caregiver here. What
Right,
happens
that's
if
right. That
they
stuff
start
moves
messing
here.
when the rec bill comes up? They're going to put a lot of things on the back.
Oh yeah.
Back of the ballot, down here in the small fine print on the last little line of everything we don't read.
Right.
And it's going to screw us.
And we'll try it. We'll do our best to find that stuff out for you guys and
Yeah.
and let you guys know about it. But
Really need to watch what you're voting for.
Yep.
Make sure you don't screw the home growers because,
Yeah.
if you screw
don't
the
like
home
it.
growers, man, you screw us all out of, being able to, those people who have no choice but to grow their own so they can afford their own meds,
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
so we really need to be on this as a community. We need to be watching who's doing what and who's doing what's best for the community.
Yeah.
and our voice can only go, we can only talk to you guys, and what'll happen is all the people who aren't necessarily in the cannabis community, they'll just, it seems like most of them are coming around. We had an overwhelming vote for medical, an overwhelming majority won it, so there's just a lot of people out there that might even just, say, I'll vote for recreational because I don't even care. It sounds good. It sounds like it's going to make a lot of money, a lot of taxes, a lot of jobs, a lot of all that.
Right.
But they don't understand what's really going on. They don't know what's really going on here with us. and how important it is to all of us, all of you guys,
Oh, yeah.
us,
Right.
all the people
Very
who want
much
to
so.
grow, all the people who will grow, all the people currently growing.
We don't want to screw the system up now that we have in place. If we can't improve on the system
Right.
we already have in place, we don't want to vote
We're
something
cool.
else in.
Right.
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Don't change it. If we
Right.
can't improve on it, let's don't change it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And you know,
Unless, yeah, nothing.
and you know, personally, as far as the rec bill goes, I mean, personally, what I'm going to say is we really need to be able to get our medical program under control here before we just blow out and go recreational.
Yeah.
I want to see recreational as next, you know, bad as the next guy, man. Believe me. But you know what? I just don't know if we're ready for it because I mean, medical's it's still a cluster.
We still have
We could
over
do better.
half of our cultivators
It's
aren't
great,
even
but we
online
could do
producing
better.
product yet.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
we're still trying to figure out the licensing for the medical. end of
Right,
things.
that part of the whole thing.
And
Oh
we're
my
going to
gosh.
jump right on into the recreational. You know, that's going to be a hard one to swallow, man. It's just going to get crazy out there, and we need to make sure that we're smart about this. You know, we need to make sure that we don't let them come in the back door and screw us out of what's rightfully ours, our right to grow and cultivate our own medication. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. We're going to try to be on top of it. But anyway, let's jump off and go to another question.
Yeah, we got another viewer question.
Another viewer question. What is it, Dave?
That deserves a dab.
So, viewer question: should I use a Bovita 62% pack during cure? Should they be used after cure if stored in a cool, dark place?
Okay.
So we've talked on
Bovita pack.
Bovita a little bit in the
Now,
past.
for those of you who don't know, they're humidity packs, and I don't have a
Two-way.
Bovita. I have the Integra Boost pack up here, and this one happens to be 72%. Yeah, so
Now that would be
I
your
use
storage, right?
now this is cleaner than the Bovita. And I am not a pro on these packs. I think Stuart here probably knows more about these than I do. But there are salts or
Yeah,
something
so-
in the Bovita that aren't in this, and this is a cleaner product. This came in my King Palm pack because I don't particularly use these in.
And a lot of people will say not.
You know when your tongue starts sticking.
Yeah,
to the
that's
roof of
why I
your
needed
mouth?
to get that water. I was
And
like,
then
I gotta do this.
It starts sticking to your cheeks,
Yeah, that
and then it's
that-
just sticking, and it's like,
The concrete's curing. That's what it feels like. So, but no, I started with the Bovita, and actually I had decent luck with them. It really, I had a tote, like a 30-gallon tote, and I had
Right.
a pack like that big. I think it
Yeah,
does, it does a couple pounds or something like that. And so it goes up or down. If your humidity is too low, it can get you back to 62. If it's too high, it keeps it at 62. These are the information that we got is from the Boost guy. I will say that when he was coming around and telling us about these products, telling him how different they are from the
So-
Bovitas and not the same. I've had great luck with them, and the difference is that the Bovitas harden up and become very solid, and then you can't use them anymore. And I've had these sitting around long after cure. I just forgot about them, and they're never hard. They're always
Well, I know-
ready to go.
I know the Bovitas, after you open them,
You don't
after
open them,
manufacturing, they have like a 6-month shelf life. So yeah. They have I know the Bovitas have like a 6-month shelf life or something like that, 6-8 month shelf life after manufacturing.
Yeah.
So for long-term use, I'm not sure about the Boost, but I know for the long-term, the storage aspect of it, Bovita probably won't be a good idea if they only last. Of course, I don't know how long
Right.
they're trying to store
No,
it for.
you want these
I
Boost
don't
ones
know.
if you're going to
Yeah.
do it right. That's the thing.
I almost think don't they have a 55% one or
I'm
something?
not sure.
58%, something like that.
The guy at
Yeah,
the
they-
events where I've got these Boosts, if he's coming around, he's giving out the little ones. If you see him, say, hey, man, you got any of the big ones? If you want one of the big ones. He usually keeps a couple hidden back for people that ask, is my experience. But,
Kind of like the fireworks guy.
Right.
yeah.
Hey man, you got any of the big ones? Yeah.
What about Grove bags? You ever heard of a Grove bag?
The
I don't have
Grove bag,
experience
isn't
with
the Grove
those,
bag,
but
isn't
I've
that the
seen-
curing bag. The
Yeah,
bag
some
that you-
call them
yeah.
turkey bags.
Turkey bag?
Yeah.
So it's a
I've
Grove
never-
bag.
I hear
heard of
good
it.
things, but I've
Yeah.
never used them. I
I've
like
never
the
used
tote
them.
with the Boost thing. That's
And
my
I don't even use a Boost.
Right. If
I
you're
just I keep it in my jar. I burp it. Now, if it gets too dry, then I'll throw a Boost in there. I actually had that Boost package in my jar of Bees cookies because that Bees cookies is so compact.
It's
if
hard
it
as
gets dry,
rock.
it gets rock hard.
right.
And
God.
so, and the 62% pack won't even touch it.
Right.
And the only time I ever throw one of those packs in there is when they get a little too dry and I want
Right.
to bring it back a little bit. So it really worked.
Well,
It put the
Keith-
moisture back.
Keith brought up a good point. They do have, and I have seen them. They have
Yes.
all percentage. Their percentage of humidity is all over the place. They've got some down to like in the 20s if you
Right.
want it, and they've
Oh,
got it all the
depending
way
on
up
what
into the
you're
90s.
doing?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not just for cannabis or anything like that. It's for a variety of.
You could
different
put it in a little
applications.
humidor, little cigar box, you know,
Yeah.
anything like that. Like
And that's actually
that's
where-
how the King Palms
yeah, the
stay
King
good. If it
Palms.
wasn't for that,
Right.
those King Palms would just be like.
Yeah.
But I think this question came from Tamara Judge.
Yeah.
What were we talking
Uh,
about?
Yeah, the Vita packs.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I was just that hit my head, and I was like, oh, I better get that out before I forget about
Yeah.
it. So, so I have used them. I've had good luck. Yeah, but I would wait until after you had. They were good and dry and had probably been curing. This is just my opinion. Probably in the jar for 30 days before
Right.
you put a Bevita pack in there. Now he probably has a different opinion than that, but
I was
that's
reading,
okay.
I didn't hear
you
you.
know, 30 days after you start the cure. Don't put them in before 30 days after the cure.
Oh no, you know,
I cure mine. I don't like to put them in fresh.
I don't go
mean,
30 days, but they're pretty hang them, for as long as they need to be hung, and then I definitely,
hang on, cut them
yeah,
down.
I don't want it
Was that a
to,
Western?
right.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
I don't wait 30 days, but
how long do you leave them in the jar before you put a humidity pack in there?
I mean, I don't put them in a jar. I'm talking about a tote.
A
Right.
tote. Oh, okay.
I'm just saying,
Big
so
tote.
that's, yeah, like a 30-gallon.
Dude's got
Tote.
fucking totes, man.
I'm
full
just
of
saying,
weed.
sometimes you got totes. That's all. I saw some people doing it, and I was like, that's a good way to put a lot of
Right.
a lot of
and
weed
doing,
in something.
Doing it with these packs is you were controlling it to a T. You know exactly what that humidity is going to be in that jar. Whereas if you do something like use a stem or something like that, you've got no idea what that stem or even people that use bread or cotton swabs, you have no idea how much humidity that
Cotton
is going to
swabs are
fluctuate.
they get
I
too
hate
wet.
cotton swabs.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't hate cotton swabs. I hate bread. I
Right.
hate
Oh,
orange
yeah.
peels. I don't like all that stuff because and anything like that when you can't control the
Mm-hmm.
humidity that you're putting back and you can't go overboard the other way,
Right.
you're inviting mold, especially now that it's closed up.
Right.
Okay, if you get too far the other way by like throwing a cotton ball in there with water on it, which I used to do back in the day because people say throw an orange peel in there. People say, throw a wet Q-tip or whatever in
Right.
there, and I'm
Keep
not
an eye on it, however you do
an
it.
apple peel. That was it
Oh,
makes it taste
yeah.
good,
Right.
Okay.
I've heard that.
Yeah, no, yuck. Don't do that. I think the Bevita packs are probably your best bet.
They
Not
are good.
Bevita, but the Boost or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Boost Integra. And I get the little temperature hygrometer thing, the cheap one,
Yeah.
and I put it
Throw
in
it in
there, and I've kept a real close eye on it, and that freaking pack keeps it at the exact perfect humidity, so that way if your humidity doesn't go too high, you don't get the mold. If it doesn't go too low, you preserve terpenes. So, I mean, it's all good as far as I'm concerned. And I'm talking, what I like. I'm talking you crack the jar and people on the other side of the room are like, what's going
I
on?
heard
Oh,
that
yeah.
somewhere before. man.
Right. Did you
Oh,
say
it's
that?
awesome.
Yeah,
when
we
you-
all say
Oh,
that.
okay,
There
yeah.
was-
I was gonna say that's just
There was one time
what
it
we
was
like.
it was pretty awesome. I was popping I'd just taken down like 5 different variety, and I had all the jars sitting up in my mantle. And one day I went to go pop them. My neighbor was out in his yard. He actually all
the way out in his yard. or in the
out in his yard. He came and knocked at my door and was like, "What are you doing?"
There's some skunk guy in there.
It's all about the
Is
terpenes.
everything okay?
Right?
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
All right, well, guess what? Hey!
Whoa!
Oh,
looky
we've
there.
made it.
We have a
made
To
it.
another giveaway.
It's time for the Wheel of Dank. So anybody who
To the
tags
wheel?
somebody in this post here, your name's going to come up, and let's do it. Let's
Yep.
throw that wheel, Dave. Spin it.
Who do we
Spin
got?
it to win it.
Oh,
John,
John Sharp. Man, he is a lucky man.
John Sharp.
Did he win twice today?
He won last week. I believe he won last week or the week before. No, not on this, not on the wheel, but he's
okay.
one that I think he's won on our What's Changed a few times.
Oh, nice. So John
we can't
Sharp.
help who does the what's changed. I mean, Damien did decide to like to chill out for everybody, give everybody a chance.
You win a pack of the Artisans of Dank.
Yep.
Feminized alien sugar cookies. And you know
That's
what?
a
I'm going to tell you what.
fire. Dude, that's fire.
It's nice. It is a nice, you're going to enjoy it for sure.
Yeah.
And make sure you send pics. Post them on the group, Artisans of Dank. Go there.
For sure.
So, yeah, it's awesome. I'm loving mine.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, loving it.
I want to get some. I want to try one out in my garden.
I think there's some seeds around here, so.
I haven't charged my little dipper since last week either. I think that's worth noting.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I was worried this time.
Actually, you know what, Dave? I completely forgot. Click on that little dipper winner for us. This is our winner last week, Stacy Russell. She was the winner of the Little Dipper last week.
Nice.
Got a little picture when I delivered it to her.
Sure, Stacy's dabbing it up. She probably.
Yeah, if you're on here, Stacy, there's your shout out.
Is Melissa on here?
Yeah, go ahead and click.
Did you get that?
Yeah, click off that one. Go to the next one. Random fan. We
There
ran
we
into
go.
Melissa Reaney. We were out swinging by Kansas City Cannabis
we
last
stopped
week.
in there and
So yeah,
there she was.
yeah,
Nice.
I guess.
Yep.
We love seeing her
If I remember
people out and
correctly, she
about.
said her daughter recognized us, said that she saw us on her TV or something to that effect. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's awesome,
But-
you know. So yeah, always love running into.
You know what
people
else was pretty cool though? I thought for this week. I want to say it was like Thursday last week. I put up a post on Facebook
Right.
about
yes.
on our group about your pets. And that was crazy. We had like 170
It was
photos.
awesome.
It was it was awesome.
so
I
cool.
loved seeing all
We
that.
love your
And
pets.
because of that, I decided to have a little fun. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to pick all the photos. I only had a certain amount of photos I could use
It was
for this
completely
video.
random.
Yeah.
This is not a ranking
Right.
thing. We love all your animals. They're all adorable. Every
Yes.
single one.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Yeah,
Man.
we got a little video for you. Bring that video up, Dave. There we go. Hey, there we
What's
go.
up, man?
So hopefully you guys appreciated that. Like I said,
I thought that was
unfortunately
so
we couldn't get all of them in there.
And guess
But-
what?
Yeah.
Tell 'em,
I think
Stuart.
I must be some kind of psychic, opposite psychic or something because I literally just try to dab and this thing's like blinking like, nope, you're not dabbing
Yep.
no more. So,
he took my torch. To
yeah,
that.
so I'm just going to,
Yabba dabba doo.
hang on, are we, all right, let me just do this real quick and
Yeah,
then,
come on, Stewie.
man, the Schmillennium Schmalkin hasn't been fired up in a while.
Dab out.
Yeah.
It's starting up, that's the engine.
Oh yeah.
Starting
Yeah, you
up.
got to get the jet going on it.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'll do is I'll just.
Dabba doo.
I hope the
Again.
warp speed drivers are working. There.
Hey, this sour grape caviar is good stuff, man.
Oh, look at that! I'm gonna turn it off. Oh, there we go. Put the turbo on. it.
Thanks,
Get it
Sean.
quick.
Appreciate it, man. Let's get Zach dabbing here.
Oh, I'm trying. I got this thing on turbo.
I was saying, that's a much bigger dab.
All right.
Yabba dabba doo.
Hey, that dab,
If you don't cough, you don't get off.
that dab out's got to put you out, dude.
Not
That's
that
the
we're trying
point.
to get off or anything. So.
Holy shit.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. Straighten up.
Oh
Do I look high?
Do, nah, man, you cool. Do I look high?
No.
Do I smell like weed?
Hey, the key to not
You
looking
smell like
high.
weed in here?
The key to not looking high is to
Is
always
to be high all the time.
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
And then you never have to worry because everybody thinks you're all, you know that dude that always looks
I think-
high?
I think
don't think he
Nostradamus
is. I
said
think
that
he
shit.
just always looks that way. It's like, no, he's always high,
Right?
dude.
No, he just, yeah.
So, right on,
yeah.
everybody. You know what? It's
Good
been
stuff.
a great week.
Yes.
We're going to see you guys next week. We're going to the Canna Fan Fest this Saturday.
Come on
out there and see us.
down.
Yep.
Stockton is beautiful. I mean,
Get you some top shelf gear.
Yep.
We're going
be
to
some
have
top shelf
t-shirts
gear.
down there.
Yeah.
Stickers.
Yeah. Maybe
all
some,
that good
maybe
stuff.
some trinkets.
You never know. What?
Oh, she wants to know where to get the soil.
Oh, Kayla.
I think there's some. Isn't there some?
You know what? You can, for now, you can go to Sprout House Supply and Independence off 291 and pick up some. You know, the dank is still going to be available to you guys, and we are currently in the process of making arrangements to start production on that level again and get it moving, and it's going to come out under we're going to make some announcements soon. I have to just kind of like be quiet
Yeah,
for a
we
little
gotta-
bit, but yeah, we got some good stuff coming. But for now, you can still, you're not anywhere you could get the dank before, you can still get it there. Okay, so yeah, everybody, you know what? It's been cool.
It has.
It's been fun. Plant often, grow happy, and stay lifted.
Welcome to Besame Wellness. Since opening December 23rd off 169 Highway in Smithville, we have opened up 4 more stores in North Kansas City, off Berry Road and I-29, Liberty, Gallatin, and coming soon, Warrensburg. We are your favorite local medical marijuana dispensary, here to educate, help, and engage our local community. We have everything you're looking for, from high-quality flower to edibles, tinctures, and beverages. And if we don't have it, odds are we are getting it very soon. So please, come see our beautiful dispensaries and let our informative, educated staff take care of you. And welcome to the Besame family.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Welcome to Kansas City Cannabis, your hometown, locally owned and operated cannabis dispensary. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through your journey to wellness. Patients first is our guiding mantra, and we'll continue to bring quality, affordable medicine to the patients of Missouri. Kansas City Cannabis Company, inspiring wellness. Now open in Kearney and Blue Springs. Coming soon to Lake Lotawana and Excelsior Springs. For location, hours, and current menu, visit kccannabis.org.
Hari Om Hemp. Our mission is to promote better overall health and wellness as a whole, mind, body, and spirit. Founded by nurses with a strong belief in alternative holistic therapies, always striving to provide the highest quality and safest products possible. You can find all of our products at hariomhemp.com. All Hari Om Hemp products are tested at a third-party facility.